Whoa, just don't be like this tree, cause this one's on fire. And that is thanks to our new mask system. So in my game, the main mechanic for movement is flinging yourself into things, and that is also how you deal damage. The masks kind of act to add variety to that gameplay. During a level, you might find a chest, and that chest might give you a mask. And there will be a whole collection of masks, which I still need to make. But for this example, take the fire mask. Normally, you fling yourself into an enemy and you do a base damage of like 1 or something. If you equip a fire mask, the fire mask allows you to inflict damage over time effects, depending on what the mask is, to objects that can be affected by that mask. So in this example, the fire mask can burn things like wood, obviously, and not rock. And then if you keep the mask all the way through the level and you finish with it, it will get added to a mask collection. And then when you go to start another level, you get to choose from your collection what mask you want to start with and what you want to use based on the level you're going into, based on what kind of enemies are in there, based on what effects that mask you're choosing has on the things in that environment. So this kind of adds a level of variety to the gameplay. Right now, our enemies are kind of dumb. They have a line of sight to the player, but as soon as they lose line of sight of you, they basically just will idle, which doesn't really make for good gameplay. So let's fix that. Okay, so now enemies have a what I call a line of sight buffer. We keep track of the player's position and we add that to a buffer with a certain size, in this case about 10 items, and we are constantly updating this buffer. When you go behind an object, the enemy will know the last position that it saw you at. So while you are visible, we are updating this buffer, and as soon as you become not visible, we stop updating the buffer. And when they go into search mode, they look for the last position that they saw you at, and they're gonna move to that position. It adds a decent amount of depth where it feels like they're kind of after you. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. I really want to kind of try to take a different approach with these devlogs and kind of share more of not just the game, but the process like behind the scenes. I think those are the kind of videos I really like watching. I think that's why Indie Game the Movie is such a good movie is that you kind of relate with the people and with their story. And so I kind of want to try to just put myself out there a little bit and I guess just share some of my thoughts and feelings kind of, while making this game solo, because it is such a challenging thing to take on. I mean, it's part of why I love the no-clip documentaries is because, you learn a lot about the people behind it all too, and I find that stuff really interesting. Those are kind of the videos that inspire me to keep going. Not only am I going to talk about the game, I guess I just kind of want to try to share some of my thoughts and feelings and struggles, the ups and downs of it all. And hopefully maybe that can inspire some of you guys or maybe just help you out along your journey, because it's hard to make a game by yourself, let alone when you have other obligations like a full-time job and, like life stuff. It can be hard to stay focused on and stay motivated and stay inspired. And that's something I really, really am trying to do and trying to kind of like figure out like what works, because it is easy to let life beat you down. You got to just keep going. I feel like there's things that I want to express through these videos that kind of also help give me an outlet to express some of those emotions and feelings as I'm making the game. I hope that's interesting, at least. Yeah, I mean, if it is interesting to you, then, subscribe and follow along on this journey and see what happens. And if you made it this far in the video, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. It really does help to read some of your guys' comments. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. There's a butterfly.